Good evening. How are you? How are you, John? Yeah, here we are.
I'm always good when I'm
I
with
know,
you.
CBS studio in Sacramento, California, taping the UCP tribute dinner that started 20 years ago. 20 years ago, it was 6'3", weighed 185 pounds.
Full head of
had a
hair.
full head of hair, only one cap tooth. And the executive director, Joe Gates, and I started talking about how we could raise some money for cerebral palsy. And we'd just come back from a national conference, and one of the affiliates around the country had done a dinner honoring an individual. We thought, wow, that'd be a good idea. So one of UCP's friends who became an honoree was Bob Woods from AT&T.
Yeah.
And we talked to Bob, and Bob said, well, we know Chuck Collins pretty well. And Chuck at that time was the CEO of Rayleigh's.
Yeah, big guy.
Big guy, good guy. And then, so Joe Gates and I went down to the Holiday Inn downtown at 6:30 in the morning and had breakfast with Chuck Collins and pitched him on the idea of being an honoree. And he said he wanted to think about it, and a couple of days later he came back and said yes, under the condition that we would honor not only Chuck, but his wife and Rayleigh's. And that kind of started this.
Wow.
And
What a great honoree for the first event.
yeah, super guy.
Yeah.
I mean, really a good guy.
Really. Yep.
You know, it was interesting. I was looking back at a picture of a telethon, and you and I were at a telethon.
Was it a UCP event?
It was a UCP event, yeah.
Yeah, I vaguely recall. It's because I first got involved with them about 1985 or so, 86. And it was Joe Gates.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Joe got me involved because I was doing their leasing. I'd leased them some space in Midtown. And Joe and I, got along well, and she asked me to contribute to UCP, and I started showing up at the events, and that's how I got involved and eventually met you.
We just started working this dinner, and we were able to ask people to be the honorees, and they brought money, and they brought resources, and they brought people, and we were able to build a committee of folks that had worked on this for a long time. Sandy Smoley, an honoree, Jeannie Reeves, Rick Fowler.
Yeah, and most of them have stayed involved.
They have, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and and Jeff made this event. I mean, you really did make this event. And one thing that really makes this event different and special is it's more fun than most events like this. I think because we all go to a lot of events, and there's some great ones, but this is always an especially fun event. This will be the exception. This probably won't be any fun this year,
Unless we can
but
get
it usually is.
Yeah.
It usually is.
Unless we can get somebody, maybe we're going to have to hire somebody to speak on our behalf.
Except for this year, we've had great honorees.
Yeah, we have. You think about it, two people from Sutter Health.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And Chevo Ramirez last year.
Yeah.
I mean, that was great. And Chevo's daughter got up, and I mean, and
beautiful.
Chevo. I mean, people who have been honored by this event are very, very moved by it.
Yeah.
They really are, because they know that cerebral palsy, United Cerebral Palsy in Northern California makes a difference. UCP has been fortunate to have Doug Bergman as the CEO for the last 7 years, and it brings a real business background to the organization and views it as a business. I think, John, there are very few people who truly make a difference in a community or in the state or nationally. And John Frisch definitely makes a difference.
Well, as usual, my buddy Jeff's being way too generous, because I haven't been as effective as he says, but I sure appreciate the compliment. Thank you very much. I think actually my work on many levels has not been nearly as deep and meaningful as yours has been for UCP. I've raised money for a lot of different organizations, and I've really enjoyed all of them. You have made a deep, profound difference at United Cerebral Palsy, and that is, that's probably the most philanthropic thing a person can give or do, and you've done that for this organization, Jeff, and I've just been, it's been such a pleasure to help you.
And I'm so glad that you have.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Yeah.
For their continued support, dedication, and unwavering commitment to UCP, UCP of Sacramento and Northern California would like to honor Humanitarians of the Year, John Frisch and Jeff Einhorn.